At the Hamerton Zoo Park, about 80 miles north of London, officials say it appears to be a freak accident. Deborah Pata is in London with the latest.
Rosa King was a 33-year-old brave zookeeper who loved her big cat buddies like family. Her job was all about adventure, looking after these majestic creatures and teaching folks about keeping them safe. But then, one day, something terrible happened involving a mighty Malayan tiger that made us question, wait, how did that even happen? Her last moments were not what you'd expect. So, get ready as we reveal what really went down in Rosa King's final moments at Hamerton's Zoological Park. Rosa King was a zookeeper who loved animals, especially big cats like tigers. She worked at Hamerton's Zoological Park, where she spent her days caring for these magnificent creatures and making sure they were safe and happy, with 13 years of experience under her belt. For the past 8 years, she had been in charge of the carnivore section, which she cared for various big cats. Rosa had a special bond with the animals she cared for. Whenever one of them passed away, she felt the loss deeply, as if she had lost a friend. Rosa was known for her bravery and dedication to her job, and she was respected by her colleagues and visitors alike. She was passionate about conservation and educating people about the importance of protecting wildlife. Rosa's love for animals was infectious, and she inspired many with her kindness and compassion towards all living beings. Rosa was a hard worker, putting in long hours during the summer months. She typically worked 45 hours a week, 6 days a week. Despite her love for the animals, Rosa was always aware of the potential danger they posed. She made safety a top priority, ensuring that both she and her colleagues followed strict procedures, especially around the tiger enclosures. On May 29, 2017, around 9:40 a.m., the Hamerton Zoo Park in Cambridgeshire, England was getting ready to open for the day. This zoo was famous for taking good care of animals and teaching people about them. They had all sorts of animals like big cats, monkeys, birds, and reptiles. The zookeepers spent their days feeding them, cleaning their homes, and making sure they were healthy and happy. On that day, the zookeepers made sure everything was just right before letting visitors in. They wanted the animals to be safe and happy for visitors to learn cool stuff while having fun. Leading up to May 29th, Rosa's schedule had been especially hectic. She had already clocked in over 9.5 hours of overtime by then. On top of that, she had taken on the responsibility of hand-rearing several kittens that had been abandoned by its mother at the zoo. It was typical of Rosa to go above and beyond to care for animals, even if it meant sacrificing her own free time. Her love for animals had been evident since she was just 2 years old, and she had pursued her dream of working with them tirelessly. Now, as the head of the zoo's carnivore section, she remained as dedicated to her passion as ever. Her commitment to safety was well known among her colleagues and the zoo staff. So when the unexpected tragedy occurred, it left everyone shaken and puzzled. If someone as careful and experienced as Rosa could face such a situation, it made everyone realize that accidents could happen to anyone, no matter how prepared they were. And as the events unfolded, it became clear that the risks Rosa had warned about were sadly real. On May 29, 2017, around 9:40 a.m., she had to clean the windows in the tiger enclosure. In Hamerton Zoo Park, Sissa, the Malayan tiger, had a habit of peeing on the windows of her enclosure, making it hard for visitors to see her. So the zookeepers always had to clean the windows to keep them clear. To enter Sissa's enclosure, the keepers followed a strict safety system. They had to make sure everything was in order before going in, and they were responsible for their own safety. The enclosure had 2 gates, a strong metal one for the keepers to enter the paddock, and a wooden gate with a fence to keep the public out. Before going inside, the keepers had to check where the tigers were, and then move them to a separate area using special vertical slides. Once the tigers were safely away, the keepers checked to make sure the slides were secure before going into the paddock. Rosa King was familiar with the safety procedures and had followed it countless times without any problems. However, on this particular day, there was a crucial difference that she was unaware of, and it ended up being a matter of life and death. Entering the paddock as she always did, Rosa left the wooden gate open, as was common practice among keepers. After all, the wooden gate couldn't contain the tigers. That's what the slides were for. Rosa assumed the slide was in place, as it should be. The zookeeper had not realized that a metal slide designed to isolate the animal had been left open. Why? No one knows for sure, It's possible Rosa herself had left it open the previous evening and didn't realize it when she arrived on Monday morning, May 29, 2017. Despite being familiar with the safety procedure and the potential risk, the 33-year-old woman entered the paddock beyond the wooden gate and passed through the metal gate. This suggests that she was unaware that the slide was locked in the open position. Rosa's purpose for entering the paddock was to clean the windows, a task she often performed. After completing the window cleaning, Rosa attempted to leave by opening the metal gate. However, she never made it out of the paddock. It was at this moment that Sissa, the Malayan tiger in the enclosure, attacked her. Since there were no witnesses to the attack, the exact sequence of events remains unknown. However, it was clear that Rosa was leaving when the tiger attacked her. Her cloth and bucket used for cleaning the windows fell from her hands, followed by her mutilated body collapsing onto the ground. Tragically, Rosa King lost her life in the attack. By chance, around 11 a.m., a visitor discovered Rosa King's body and raised the alarm. Zoo staff acted swiftly, closing the gates and enticing Sissa away from the public area by tossing raw meat over the fence. This action helped preserve Sissa's life and prevented further harm. However, it was later revealed that the zoo did not have conventional firearms on hand for emergencies. Instead, they relied on police officers to handle situations requiring firearms, such as dealing with an escaped animal. If Sissa had managed to leave the enclosure, the zoo would have been unable to respond effectively and would have had to wait for police assistance. Police crime scene officers reported observing significant evidence at the scene, including a large bloodstain on the ground, a set of keys, and a blood-stained paw print. Additionally, they noted the presence of a wet cloth, a squeegee, and an upturned bucket near the keeper's gate to the enclosure. Head keeper Catherine Adams provided her perspective, suggesting that Miss King, who was working alone, may have been attacked as she attempted to exit the paddock. The Malayan tiger may have stalked Miss King after she entered the enclosure and launched the attack approximately 5 minutes later. They revealed that a metal vertical slide, which was supposed to separate tigers from keepers in the enclosure, was discovered to be open right after the attack. Additionally, both a metal protective gate, which keepers used to enter the paddock, and a wooden gate meant to prevent the public from entering a service area were also found to be open. With Rosa tragically deceased, the Malayan tiger, Sissa, remained a significant threat. Both the metal and wooden gates of the enclosure were open, leaving the possibility for Sissa to exit and pose a danger to visitors. Families with children were already inside the zoo by this time, but fortunately Sissa remained within the paddock. During an inquest on July 1, 2019, it was revealed that Rosa King had suffered severe injuries, and a police investigation found no mechanical faults with the slides. The jury, while concluding the death was accidental, highlighted that the zoo's procedure relied solely on the keeper consistently following their training. They emphasized that human errors could occur, making the procedure prone to failure at some point. In response to the incident, Hamerton Park Zoo has implemented changes to its safety procedures. They have introduced a new system for tiger keepers, ensuring they remain in contact with a colleague throughout each task they undertake. Thank you for watching. If you want to know more shocking animal attacks, simply click on the next video. Don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button for more terrifying stories. Until next time, stay safe.